I abandoned my struggling husband for a wealthier man, convinced that a life of luxury would eclipse the devotion and affection we shared. I believed financial security could fill the void of loyalty. Yet, 6 years later, I find myself isolated and despairing, while the man I discarded has flourished, now wealthy, triumphant, and content with a new partner. The weight of my choices crushes me, knowing I shattered everything with my own hands. Years ago, I grew weary of our constant financial strain, exhausted by scraping by, envious of friends enjoying lavish trips we could never afford, and frustrated by declining invitations to dinners or shopping because our funds were always tight. I was done with the endless cycle of barely making ends meet, tethered to a husband who swore things would improve but couldn't deliver. Then came Ethan, a prosperous businessman who dazzled me with extravagant gifts, opulent outings, and enticing promises of a boundless life. I convinced myself his wealth was a form of love, that prosperity equaled stability. So I turned my back on Michael, a man who poured his heart into loving me, simply because his bank account didn't measure up. Michael pleaded with me to stay, his eyes brimming with tears, his voice shaking as he promised, "I'll do more. I'll give you the world. Just stay." But I was too proud, too greedy, too blind. I told him I deserved more than his unfulfilled dreams and walked away, leaving him broken while I chased what I thought was paradise. At first, it seemed like I'd stepped into a fantasy. There were dinners at exclusive rooftop venues, trips to exotic destinations I'd only dreamed of, and designer bags worth more than our old monthly rent. But the glamour faded fast. Ethan wasn't like Michael. He lacked warmth, fidelity, and dependability. His generosity came with strings, his affection was transactional, and his control stifled me. While he showered me with material things, he withheld respect. Over time, I saw I'd traded true love for fleeting luxury and ended up with neither. 6 years slipped by in a haze of forced smiles and growing loneliness. When Ethan and I parted ways, he left me with nothing but a wardrobe of meaningless clothes and an empty bank account. His wealth was never mine to share. The security I thought I'd gained was a mirage, leaving me older, drained, and directionless. In my desperation, I thought of Michael, the man I'd forsaken, imagining he'd still be there, wounded and waiting. But when I looked him up online, the truth hit like a blow to the chest. He was thriving, successful, wealthier than Ethan had ever been, and standing beside a radiant woman who gazed at him with the love I once gave him. His smile was bright, his hand resting gently on her back, and I realized he'd built the life he'd once promised me, but with someone else. Pictures showed them traveling, laughing with friends, buying a house together, and I sat there, tears falling as I scrolled, confronted by the life I thought I deserved, the life I left him to chase, now his reality without me. The irony stung worse than any consequence I could have imagined. In a moment of weakness, I sent him a long message, pouring out my regrets, admitting my mistake, and longing for what we had. But he never responded. Later, I found he'd blocked me, erasing me from his world as if I'd never been part of it. That silence spoke louder than any reply could have. Now, every night, I relive it all. The pain in his eyes when I told him he wasn't enough, the tremor in his voice as he declared his love, the moment I turned away from the one man who truly cared for me. I wonder how I could have been so misguided, mistaking wealth for worth, destroying the one treasure money could never replace: genuine love. I tell myself comforting lies to fall asleep, imagining he might still think of me, might wonder what could have been. But in my heart, I know he doesn't. I know he's moved forward, that the love he once held for me died when I betrayed it. I know he's found someone who values him for who he is, not what he owns. And me. At 38, I'm starting from scratch, craving the stability I thought I'd secured, haunted by memories of the husband I dismissed as inadequate, who proved to be richer in every way that truly matters. I spent years chasing a hollow dream that left me empty-handed. The truth is, I thought I was elevating my life, but I was diminishing it all along. Money fades, gifts lose their luster, luxury grows stale, but real love, once lost, is gone forever. I learned that lesson far too late. So here I sit, the woman who swapped a devoted man for a wealthier one, only to lose them both. The woman who now languishes alone while her former husband lives the life I discarded. If you ever think riches outweigh loyalty, if you believe wealth can mend the holes love leaves behind, think of me. I'm proof that choosing money over love can leave you with nothing. By the time you see the truth, it's too late. I left my struggling husband for a richer man, and 6 years later, I'm the one desperate, while he's prosperous, loved, and happy with someone new. That truth will shadow me forever.